Okay, TikTokers, this is for educational purposes. Asking warnings, not invitations. I apologize for how I would say this. Do not apologize for what I say. Look, I really, really do not go back and forth with women on the internet or in general. I love women. I respect women. I honor women. I cherish women. But this shit right here, Miss Ming, I'm not a full-blooded Native American. I am a mixed Native American. I do not have a powerful voice in the Native community. I am not connected to a tribe. I'm on my reconnecting journey, but shit like this is another thing that keeps delaying me. I see that you are an Asian girl, very pretty. Haven't been to your profile. Just gonna reply to this because you came at me to a video from 2023 about Mighty Orbots. I don't know who sent you, but if you're gonna come at me, come to my house. We can date or something. Unacceptable. As much as the Chinese people have gone through in American country, let me rephrase because you might not be Chinese. As much as the Asians have gone through due to Felon 47 in his first term, this is the last thing that you need to come at me with, despite the fact that I'm not a full-blooded native. I stand with the natives, and I will fight for MMIW, MMIP, and all that shit to be gone so that no more native females are taken. This is unacceptable. You coming at me on a video about fucking robots, about missing and murdered indigenous people. And I went to your profile and I seen you post a video about Nathan Chasenpoint. Excuse me. Nathan Chasenhorse. Every society has at least one or two bad people in it. Nathan Chasenhorse is bad medicine. Period. And he's a full blood. Bad medicine. He's done some horrible things. But he is not solely responsible for missing and murdered indigenous women. He is not solely responsible for missing and murdered indigenous women and girls. He is not responsible for missing and murdered indigenous girls and boys. He is not responsible for missing and murdered indigenous boys, girls, and two-spirits. He is not the sole reason why there is no more stolen sisters and no more stolen siblings. And yeah, you posted a decent video, but you don't know me. And I don't know you. And I have enough problems trying to fight pretendians who are erasing both my black heritage and my native heritage. You're never going to erase my white heritage, and white people don't need me to fight for them. But I do have to fight for my native heritage. I do have to fight for my black heritage. Because I'm 51 years old, and I've been through a lot of shit before the black pretendians showed up, and I don't need this from you. Just in case you forgot, Native Americans and Asians worked on those motherfucking railroads by themselves, with black people as well. And the only people who successfully got anything out of the deal was European Americans. You know what else happened? Your people and both sets of my people were unalive during the gold rush. If they found gold, Asians were taken out. They weren't allowed to have it. Blacks were taken out. They weren't allowed to have it. Natives were taken out. They weren't allowed to have it. And you got some nutsack to come at me in a robot video with this shit right here. Now, I don't go back and forth with people on the internet, or at least I attempt to not to. But young lady, you might want to do some history. Because I don't know what Asian you are, but every Asian that has come through Ellis Island or through California before their communities was established went through as much hell as any native person, as any black person. And 9 times out of 10, if there was a celestial bride, they were turned into sluts and whores, abused, used, and unalived, and thrown out in the fucking river, and nobody gave a damn. Well, natives had it 10 times worse. Blacks had it 5 times worse. So before you come at anybody, maybe you ought to think about this. The only enemy that has served any kind of thing and has got out on top of Asians, on top of blacks, on top of natives, have been the European Americans who are bad. And not all European Americans are bad, so if you are European descent, don't take this shit wrong. But I'm really sick and tired of whoever keeps saying this crap right here, and everybody's coming at me like I'm the king of the Native Americans. I'm not even a fucking full blood, and I'm not connected. At the rate I'm going, I will never be able to connect because I gotta end this goddamn pretending bullshit. So Ming, what do you know about the railroads and how many Chinese people and John Henry, work together and how many Chinese people were unalived on the railroad, and you're coming at me with this. Yes, Nathan Chasing Horse, actor. He was in Dances with Wolves. Piece of human garbage. I'm sorry if you guys are a Nathan Chasing Horse fan. He was a good actor. That doesn't make him a good human being. You know, he's not out here representing the native people. If anything, he's making natives look bad. And I hope he never fucking gets free. Ever. But funny, y'all don't have this smoke for fucking Ezra Miller and all the shit he's done. Y'all don't have this smoke for, oh well, maybe you got it for Harvey Weinstein. But you ain't got it for no damn body else, because Felon 47 has damn sure done some guilty shit. He's the fucking president. And here you come on a video with me and a friend who was doing a video specifically for me about the Mighty Orbots, a cartoon that existed long before you did, young lady. And you want to do this, and then you want to post a video about natives and Nathan Chasing Horse. This reflects badly on you. Because Asians, natives, and blacks died together on fucking railroads. And you don't want to think this through before you come posting a video about this started MMIW? No. People unaliving native women started MMIW. Cops mistreating native men and making them take fucking Starlight tours? That's some shit that started MMIW. But MMIW started with women, then it went to girls, and then it went to boys, and then it went to Two-Spirits, and then it went to men. That's why it's MMIP, Missing and Murdered Indigenous People. Hopefully this puts you up to speed. Now, another thing that you might want to understand. Not too long ago, within a 2-month span, why don't you Google Emily Pike? Why don't you Google her? Because her family's still grieving. So while you're looking into this shit, maybe you ought to look into some facts, ma'am. Emily Pike was 14. 14. She was in a group home. And they need to shut that damn thing down. I'm sure that's not going to happen. And if you go through my archives, you'll see a video of police footage that now showed up. The girl's been dead for going on 3 months and some change. And here you come in a video that's 2 years old from 2023 at me about this crap. How would you feel if I came at you and started saying shit about Asian people? How would you feel if you're fighting for an Asian cause? Let's say you're fighting for the Joy Luck Club fan club or the Sunflower Review or some shit, or Little Lotus Blossom is dancing in the Japanese kabuki thing. How would you feel if I came at you with that shit and say that the Japanese kabuki dancers are kidnapping little Japanese girls and eating them and turning their faces into nomads? Yes, I have a history of martial arts, so yes, I know a little bit about Japanese stuff. I also do Wing Chun and Kempo, so I know a little bit about Kung Fu and a little bit about Kempo, and I took a little bit of Taekwondo. I'm a lifelong martial artist. Been doing this since I was 51. Young lady, this is unacceptable. And yeah, for your video with Nathan Chasing Horse, he's the one bad apple in the bunch so far. Every race of human beings have bad people in it. Don't just zoom in on natives. And why are you coming after me? I'm not even a full-blooded native, and I was on my reconnecting journey before the Black Pretendians showed up, and now I got to deal with you, Miss Ming. So what's the deal? Who pointed you in my direction? Because you're about the 13th piece of human filth that has come at me with some crap like this. You don't have to answer me. I'm not going to go back and forth with a girl on the internet who doesn't have any idea about native history or her own Asian people and how much they suffered when they came here. Vietnam, Korea, China, Tiananmen Square, Taiwan, Thailand, Taekwondo, all the other stuff. Before you come at me about some of my people, maybe you ought to look into the history of some of yours who also have bad people. Or do we need to go to Sansoon in the Art of War? Because I can take it as good as I can give it. And this is unacceptable. In fact, if you want to talk to somebody, why don't you go after the full-blooded natives and see what you get? Because I'm very nice compared to them. Very, very nice.